Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to do a different kind of a video. This one is a little bit different because I'm just going to be talking off the top of my head. Today I wanted to discuss a little bit about the importance of documenting dreams, rituals, visions, and interactions with spirits and deities. Now I have two books here. I have a dream journal and I have a kind of a grimoire. It's a book where I write down all of the interactions I have with spirits and the effects I feel after doing certain rituals. So this isn't like a spell book or anything. I do have a book like that, a book of shadows, but this is not that. This is more like a log book, and this is a dream journal. So this is my dream journal. I've had it for a few years. This is the drawing I did for the cover a long time ago. I promise you that I can draw a lot better now. This is just what I did before. It says dream journal on the side. This is just a 3-ring binder. As you can see, it's really old. I've had it for a while. I have not documented dreams for a really long time. And so there's that. I would like to get back to doing that though. Before I go any further, I just want to say my name is Leroy and I make videos about tarot, magic, saint work, and things like that because that's what interests me on a personal level. And if you like that kind of stuff as well, then consider subscribing and having a look around my channel because I post content very regularly. Now, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and continue with this. I'll start off with my dream journal. Now, the way I do my dream journal is I'll write dream 1, dream 2, and I'll fill it in. So basically, I have a very overactive imagination, so I just have crazy dreams all the time. I just constantly have pretty much just crazy dreams. And so that's why you'll see strange artworks. Also, usually for each dream, I will write a little summary of the dream and then I'll draw a picture depicting whatever happened in the dream. Now, I've done this for a lot of dreams. As you can see, they just keep going and going. I also want to say I have a lot of nightmares. I have a lot of bad dreams. And the reason I have so many bad dreams is because I had a very, very tragically abusive childhood. You know, it's a Lifetime movie and it's whatever you can imagine being a horrible abusive childhood. I promise you it was worse than that. Anyway, so what ended up happening is I ended up developing a dream disorder called nightmare disorder, where you only have nightmares. So I basically had mostly only nightmares for about 10 years. I pretty much had a nightmare every single time I went to sleep for about 10 years. They varied. I was attacked by anything you can think of: wild animals, monsters, ghosts, demons, zombies, spirits, people wielding all manner of weapons. Everything you can think of that could happen in a nightmare has probably happened to me at some point. Anyway, that's just backstory on my dream journal. That's why so many of the pictures look kind of scary or weird. So the importance of keeping a dream journal is because it allows you to get a glimpse into your subconscious. It allows you to see things that your conscious self wouldn't know. So you'll get to really look within yourself. Now, even if you don't practice magic or anything like that, keeping a dream journal can be a very potent way of connecting with your inner self. You get a lot of insight into your inner workings a little bit. And by doing so, you can make a lot of progress when it comes to shadow work and things like that. When you start working with spirits or with deceased loved ones, you can sometimes get messages in dreams. And the more, and writing the dreams down, it allows you to go back and really get the meaning out of the dream after the fact. So I have a few tips for writing down dreams, and the first thing I have to say is some people say they don't have dreams, and that's not true. Studies show that even if people don't remember having any dreams and they claim that they don't dream, they did the research and experiments, and it proved that people who claim to not have dreams, they do have dreams, they just don't remember them at all. and the average person has 5 to 7 dreams per night. Now, I usually only remember 3 or 4 dreams at the most, personally. And another thing is, the more you make an effort to remember your dreams, the more that you will remember. So at first, you might not remember them. It'll just be fuzzy, or you might just remember an image or a sensation, and you just write down what little bit you remember. And the more you write your dreams down, the more you're going to start remembering them. The moment you wake up, you need to immediately write it down, because you're going to forget the details. A dream can be crazy, it can be vivid, it can be very immersive, and you'll think, there's no way I would ever forget this. Like, this dream is too crazy, there's no way I'm going to forget, and then you forget. You try to recall the details later in the day, and they just don't come. And so what you need to do is, you need to write your dreams down. You don't have to draw them like I did. I like drawing, and I'm a visual person, so that's why I did that. These drawings are not like beautiful drawings. These are drawings they're like Scrabble drawings. They're like scribble drawings. Like, I just sat down and I just quickly, hastily, like, just drew whatever. So that's where they don't look perfect, but that's fine. I'm just trying to get the gist of what happened. I'm not trying to make a masterpiece here with these drawings. Now, what I will say is, I don't write all my dreams in here anymore. I stopped because my life became too hectic. But I promise you, when you start writing down your dreams, you're going to see how your inner world changes. I used to only have nightmares, and through a lot of work on myself, that's no longer the case. I rarely ever have bad dreams. I have nonsensical, whimsical dreams. I have weird dreams. I have just strange dreams that don't seem to have anything to do with anything, but I don't often have like scary, wake up, startled, heart pounding kind of scary nightmares. Like, I don't have those anymore. It's very, very rare. Now, so that's why it's important to have a dream journal, because you can, by looking at my dream journal, the dreams will start off scary, and then they become less scary dreams as the journal progresses. Like, the dreams aren't just all nightmares the further you get into the book. Now, I actually don't have all the dreams drawn down. Like, as you can see, there is an art for all the dreams. Like, I don't know how many are in here. 344. Let's see, what was the last dream I wrote down? 365. That's the last dream I wrote down. Okay, so we have 365 dreams written in this particular notebook. So you see, I kind of wrote down a little template for them, but that's just the way I write my dreams. I just have notebook paper inside of paper plastic protectors inside of this 3-ring binder. It's nothing crazy. I knew I wanted a binder because, I'm never going to stop having dreams as long as I'm alive. So I wanted something that, in case I ever accidentally fill up the whole binder, I can just get a bigger binder, as opposed to a hardcover book where you'd have to literally go to another book. Here in the back, I have scratch sheets where sometimes I'll be somewhere and I'll remember pieces of dreams, like just like scratch paper where I've written down like notes about different dreams, so I can copy them into the book later. And so you see, the dreams aren't all drawn. It's kind of all over the place, but maybe I'll have a day where I sit down and just try and knock out as many of these drawings as possible. Although, usually I draw the dreams immediately after writing them down. So, so this is my dream journal. So I haven't written in here in a really long time, and I don't write dates on when I have the dreams. I don't know why, but I've never written dates. So a handful of these dreams are dreams I actually had when I was a little kid, but I remembered them, so I wrote them down into this journal too. I was basically trying to document every dream I've ever had, not necessarily in any particular order. And but yeah, so it's my dream journal. It's pretty crazy, I know some of the stuff's really out there, but that's just me. I have a very active imagination, and I expose myself to too much movies and media and film and books and art, so that's why my mind conjures up some pretty insane imagery when I have dreams. Very creative, crazy stuff. Although I have a lot of nightmares, I never dreaded going to sleep, because I was always just curious, what's gonna attack me tonight? Like, almost like a game. Is it gonna be, am I gonna be attacked by a lion? Am I gonna be attacked by a crazy gardener with like garden shears? Is it gonna be a ghost? Is it gonna be comets raining down on me? Is it gonna be a tidal wave? Like, what's gonna happen? I'm getting off topic, but anyway, that's my dream journal. Now, what else? So, now the next book I have here is this one. This one's far more important than my dream journal because it is part of my spiritual practice. Now, this is just a random book. I got it on, I don't remember where I got it. It was either Amazon or Etsy. I'm leaning more towards Etsy, but I think I bought it on Etsy for like a higher price, and then it ended up being like on Amazon for cheaper maybe. This book, it's actually from an anime I like called Cardcaptor Sakura. It's about this little girl who, I'm getting off topic. It's about a little girl who she finds a magical deck of like tarot cards, and they like, each card has like a spirit, and she has to capture each tarot card one at a time. And anyway, but these this art is from that show. This is like the magical like binding circle she uses to capture the different tarot card spirits. Anyway, so yeah, I thought it was really cool looking. I thought it had like a magical vibe to it, so that's why I used it for this. This book, I'm not gonna really flip through it because it's extremely personal, but basically, whenever I would do certain rituals, like high magic rituals, like the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, I would write down how I felt after the ritual. If I felt really hot during the ritual, if I felt like extreme energy, then I would write it down. If I see a spirit out, like, because I don't usually see or hear spirits, so if I do, it's kind of a big deal, so I will write it down. Anytime I've done channeling work where I contact a spirit and I have, usually I'll write down a list of questions beforehand, and I'll go down the list of questions and I'll ask the spirit, why is this? Can you tell me about this? And I'll get the information mentally and I'll write it down into the notebook. This is the book I write it into. This is how I keep track of all the interactions I have with spirits, like all the channeling, all the unverified personal gnosis that I have about spirits. It's in here. Okay, so I changed the angle of the book a little bit. So this is my like personal book. I am somebody who works with Santa Muerte a lot. I'm a devotee, and my interactions with her are very personal, and they're very vivid. They're not, I don't know, they're very vivid. So I have communication with her, and she tells me a lot of stuff. She gives me advice, and she cautions me against certain things, and she reveals information to me, sometimes even things that I'm unaware of from my past. And it helps me heal and get a better understanding of things within myself. Also, I have channeled a lot of gnosis from her about things that I was curious about. It's not stuff I've gotten explicit permission to share with anybody online, so I'm not going to share it, but all kinds of stuff. Now, this book is where I write down all these things. Any spiritual dreams I have, interactions with deceased loved ones, it's all in here. All my Santa Muerte dreams are in here. I've had many Santa Muerte dreams. They're all documented in this book. I don't put them in the big dream journal. Those, because they're of spiritual significance to me, they go in here. They go in this little book. Trying to see if there's anything I can just show, like a picture of, because there's a few little drawings. Like, this is okay. This is a dream, or a vision, I guess I kind of had, of me and her in front of like a cauldron of water. So basically, all the dreams and interactions I have with her, they're all documented in here. And not just her, other spirits too. Like, so it's all in here. Any images I see, visions, dreams I have relating to my spiritual practice and spirits I work with, they're all in here. And this is it's a personal book, so I'm not gonna mess with it. But so the important thing about this is Santa Muerte is very important to me, and I've had many interactions with her. I've had her come. She comes in dreams, or sometimes she'll come during like a prayer time at the altar. At her altar, she will give me messages and information, or information will be relayed to me through other people from her, and it all gets written down in here. But the important thing is that I get so much information, not just from her, but from other spirits or from my own spiritual practices, that there's no way I'm going to remember all of it. And with Santa Muerte, sometimes dreams, they don't make sense until much later. So it's important to document your dreams, and I think it's doubly important to keep them all in one place so you don't lose track of them. That's not just with Santa Muerte though, that's with anything, any spiritual interactions you do or any rituals you do that are of significance. It's always good to document it. I can flip to the first few pages where I go into detail about performing the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. That's basically an somewhat elaborate ritual that involves a lot of summoning archangels basically to cleanse the space, sort of. Anyway, when I did that ritual, I felt a lot of energy flowing through my body. My body got extremely hot. I started sweating profusely, even though the room was not hot. That kind of information, that goes in here. If I have a dream and it's something where they're showing me that somebody in my life is actually untrustworthy, it goes in here. If I contact a spirit and I have questions for them about my life or even about them themselves, all the channel gnosis goes in here. So it's important to document your dreams, but it's also important to document your interactions with spirits and the rituals you perform, because having it written down, it lets you go back to it, and you don't have to write it down. You can type it up, whatever works best for you. You don't need a fancy notebook. You can just use you can use whatever. Like, this is just a binder. It's just a 3-ring binder with notebook paper in it. Like, you can use whatever you want. I just like a book because it helps me keep track of everything. But it is absolutely invaluable to keep a log and a record of things you do magically and spiritually, because you can look back on it and see how much you've grown as a person. Everything right in here is dated. Everything in here is dated, and I write it in here as it happens. And so gradually the book fills. And I'm very proud of this book. And when you get a book like this, or a notebook or anything, the more you fill it up, the more you'll see how much you're growing and progressing as a spiritual person or as a practitioner. And it's just a really, really special tool, because I view this as a tool for spiritual growth and for shadow work, if it comes to that. So that's all I wanted to say with this video. It's just, keeping records, I guess, of the rituals you do, the spirits you talk to, and the dreams you have, and the visions you get, and things like that. All of that, it helps you with your spiritual growth, your personal growth. It helps with shadow work. It helps with healing from the past, and it helps with getting you a bigger scope of how far you've progressed, how much you've grown as a person, how much you're learning, and how much you are improving at everything that you do. So, nothing beats having records, because records are always more true than memory. And there's so much in here that I would never remember. I would never remember all the Santa Muerte dreams I have. I would never remember all the unverified personal gnosis that I get from her and from other beings. So I think it's really amazing, when you can get it all in one place. This is extremely personal. It's not something I would really share online, like as a whole, but I'm sure maybe down the line I can share a few personal anecdotes about certain things. I would love to share some of my personal gnosis I've gotten, but again, I don't want to share it without permission from the spirits who I got the information from, or the spirits of whom the information is about. So that's all I really wanted to say. I just want to share with you my personal notebook, I guess kind of like a grimoire, and my dream journal, because there's just a lot, there's always a lot. So I say just, I believe in you. I think you can remember your dreams, and I believe you can write them down. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. I just wanted to discuss how, the benefits of documenting information and how to better remember your dreams that you have. So yeah, I'm gonna end the video here, but this was fun to make. I've wanted to discuss this for some time now, and I'm glad I could do it now. I'm glad I could do it here, and I'm glad I could share it with all of you. If you're still here with me right now, thank you so much for watching the video. I really, really appreciate it. It means a lot to me, your viewership and your support. If you enjoyed this video or found any kind of benefit from it, then consider being so kind and dropping a like. And if you want more content like this going into the future, not just about this, but other things like tarot or saint work or spirituality, then by all means subscribe, because I make a lot of content and I feel like you won't be disappointed in the long run. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.